I have a long list of allergies: eggs, meats, dairies, grains, yeast, coffee, soy, amines, alcohols, pollens, weeds, and it just goes on and on and on. Moles, fungus, dust mites, cats, dogs, hydrocarbons, perfumes, fabrics, leathers, pools, spas, chemicals. Yeah, me too. And a lot of those are neurotoxins too. You know, just like the moles and the fungus and the hydrocarbons and the perfumes and some of the fabric stuff, pool thing. These neurotoxins, big time. Well, you'll know that the lymph system, of course, is your immune system, is your sewer system, and that's the system that all allergies come from. Keep in mind, the body doesn't have endless systems to it. We don't have this system, that system, and we don't, you know, it's very simplistic if you look at it. And you notice that when someone's lymph system is backed up the most, this is where you're going to find the allergies, you're going to find the tumors and the cysts and the pains and the swellings. You're not going to find them in the blood areas until the lymph starts breaking down the tissues responsible for the blood: spleen, bone marrow, liver, stuff like that. So cleaning the lymph system cleans all of these allergies away. Matter of fact, some chemical associated with these you have in your body, probably something close to it. It's kind of like sulfa drugs. You get too much, then you're allergic to it. When your cup's full, that's all the body can take, that sort of thing. So detoxing the lymph system cleans all these allergies out of the body, if we could use that word. It's just that this is all about sewage and acidosis and that effect on the way you respond to chemicals. And chemicals, I mean, look at the chemicals we inhale just walking on the planet in one day. Driving in the car and going to gas stations and everywhere else, the hydrocarbons and everything else. Just look at what we breathe in, the perfumes, the deodorizers in the bathrooms. Look at all the things that we breathe in here that if your lymph system's bad, you don't necessarily get out. So these accumulate in tissue and respond, especially the neurotoxins. That's going to have a slam on the autonomic system or on all the nervous systems, and then everything goes down. I just want to make sure once I am fully detoxed that I'll have no more allergies. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. My son is 12 years old and has asthma. He recently had a blood test. Doctor is trying to work out why his allergies hasn't subsided. Why would they subside if you're not cleaning his lymph system? How would your allergies subside if you're not filtering from the kidneys and you didn't fix that? How could his allergies subside? There's nothing this medical doctor can do except suppress your son's lymph system to stop allergy symptoms. And after a while, it'll only explode them. And you have to understand that the asthma is tied to the adrenal glands. So that is also steroids, which also can affect allergies. So your son, you've got 12 years old, you know he's got kidney and adrenal weakness, honey. So you really got to, or this could be a man, I don't know, you've got to go after your son's adrenal glands and kidneys and make sure your son's filtering. Here, honey, pee in this jar. Take a look at your son's urine. You know, make sure he's filtering, because getting the allergies out of your son is getting the lymph system to filter through the kidneys. That requires better adrenal glands, which increases neurotransmitters, which affects his breathing and will make him better breathing. You can also use the lung forming and clean out his lungs, because he's going to have mucus. Get away from any dairy products, anything that smacks of a dairy product for your boy like this. That'd be like a stick of dynamite. That would not be good. And, get him on high fruit diet. He's 12 years old. It'll start maturing his brain and nervous system and really take him off in that way and clean him up there. Today, I write to you for counsel to cure a severe nut allergy in my little 3-year-old niece. All right, so number one is get away from all nuts. And, of course, peanuts are not even a nut. It's a legume. So definitely, when you see allergies, even in nuts or any other thing, go to the lymph system and get the adrenals up. So you're going to go, the 3-year-old you already know has adrenal and kidney problems already. You don't even have to guess. Just assume, and you'll be right on point. So you know immediately this little 3-year-old's got a bad lymph system, or one that's backed up, I'll say. And you want to get this clean, get the lymph nodes clean, get the steroids up. So then, if she does have some nuts, she doesn't have an allergic reaction to that. Essential. Essential, because that's what you're dealing with primarily is the adrenal glands and the lymphatic system. Get that cleaned up, and you'll save not just an allergy, but the hell that this little girl's going to go through with a lymph system that creates allergies. Or you could give her a bubble to live in, like the little boy in the bubble. Get that. Allergies is always of the lymphatic system. So you're going to be allergic to a million different things. Notice that? Matter of fact, as she gets older, she'll start being allergic to a million different things. And then they take you through all these little tests, and are you allergic to this and this? Are you allergic to beef? Don't eat beef. And allergic to chicken? You don't eat chicken. Oh my God. Life is simpler than that. And the torture on the little 3-year-old and the trauma and her thoughts of medical after that. So it's much simpler than that. Go after her lymph system. You might have to be careful with too much fruits initially because she might have a really backed up lymph system. Go after the endocrine glands. So you and a little 3-year-old do a Fab 4. Do a kidney formula, do a lymphatic formula, do an endocrine gland or adrenal formula, maybe a little parasitic formula at first. And then clean her up. And after a while, go in the stomach and bowels and clean that up. And start getting those kidneys to filter. Start cleaning that little child up. Moving her diet to predominantly fruits, berries, and melons. She's going to love them anyway at 3 years old. And vegetables, stuff like that. Vegetable sticks, celery sticks, carrots, whatever you like in that way. Or cucumber sticks, things like this that are more veggie fruits. And work with her that way and slowly clean her up there, and you'll pull her right out of this. And any future nightmare from health. The details of her case are as follows. Remember, had an extreme reaction to a tiny bit of peanut butter. Yep, peanuts. That is a big food for allergies, I can tell you. And again, they're not nuts, they're legumes. And legumes, anything that grows on the ground or below the ground, starchy, not fit for man. Even the carrot is okay. Touched her lip at 2 years old. She didn't even swallow it. She nearly pulled away, but a bit had touched her lip, and that was enough to set off a severe allergic reaction, swelling, redness, difficulty breathing. Absolutely. And this is the sort of thing you get on her lymph system and get her adrenals up and her kidneys filtering. And as you clean that lymphatic system, her cup won't be full. You become allergic to something when your cup is full. And talking about chemistry, certain chemistry that we find in different foods also come in other forms of foods. Proteins and things like this that this little girl probably can't handle either. So again, these are acids, these are proteins. Detox this little girl, and you'll find that she'll get beyond this. And I would do that sooner or later, because you're going to find then bee stings, and then you're going to find this, and then allergic to this, and allergic to that, and then she's going to have hell bill to pay. So get on her adrenals and things like that. Long story short, my 2 biggest health problems right now are Lyme disease, and that I have developed an allergy to almost every food. So how are those 2 related? Lyme and you're allergic to almost every food. It's your lymph system, my friend, and it sounds like you're pretty packed up here. So the more packed up you are and you're allergic to all these foods, you might have to start with green drinks, those foods that your body will accept, and start detoxifying that way first before you kick into the fruit. If not, kick into the fruit. I would say the subacid would be the best category to start, particularly at apples, because apples are a great neutralizer of chemicals. So apples, mangoes, grapes, of course, those sort of things, great buffering. You could actually not combine it the same meal, but you could have fruits and green drinks for a while, breaking this out. I would get into the kidneys, the lymph system, our 14-week protocols, or at least our first detox kit. Or if you're making herbs for yourself, your kidneys, you want to hit the adrenals, you want to hit the lymph system. That's the first thing. It makes me so stressed out to know that I cannot be 100% raw right now, because most, if not all, fruits make me get allergic reactions. So here's and this person brings up an interesting point. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong with this, and don't take it wrong, but sometimes we have to push past things. Not anaphylactic shocks. You don't push past those things. But sometimes you're going to get rashy. You're going to get a detox going, and you can't sometimes hold that back. Sometimes your skin is going to explode, and there's not much you can do about it, because going too slow cannot be a healthy thing either. Because every minute your body exists, you're creating acid waste from your cells. Urination happens frequently throughout the day, essential to remove waste. Sweating happens frequently throughout the day. Even the removal of gases out of the skin happens constantly. So there is a constant need to remove as there is to feed. So sometimes you have to bust through these doors, because if you get too out there and you get to where you can't do anything, you'll lock yourself to Hellville and you won't get yourself out. So sometimes you've got to blow past this stuff and let your skin explode a little bit. You know, you can do it slowly, but first put yourself on salads for a couple of weeks. Then put yourself on green drinks for a couple of weeks, and then start adding the fruit. You can do it that way. You can have a salad and steam, and go to the herbs to help you. Get herbs for the kidneys, herbs for the lymph system. Clean up your GI tract. Support your adrenal glands. Very important in allergic reactions. Support your adrenals. You do that, and you'll work yourself more and more into the ability to use fruits, and then that'll kick you even deeper, and deeper you go. And that's just how you pull yourself out of these things. Again, the art of moving someone from these states back into Wellville again. Because this is what happens with not only the type of diets, but with the genetic weaknesses within the adrenals and the kidneys, and of course the steroid use and the extreme lack of understanding by the AMA, how you bring someone from Hellville to Wellville. And you can't do it giving them more Hellville stuff. So you have to pull yourself back out of this one. But this is all tied to your lymph system and to your adrenals and kidneys. Clean up the bowels, as I said. Any suggestion for those like me who have strong allergies to poison ivy and oak? Well, when you start detoxifying, don't freak out if you re-experience poison ivy if you had it before. I've seen this many times. First time freaked me out. My client taught me a lesson. She had poison ivy popping out all over. She said, "Oh no, this is the detox. I've had this in the same places before," and I hadn't even related detox to pulling these acids out of these tissues from the plant. So, yeah, I mean, this just shows the lymph system. Whenever a spider bite, an ant bite, a bee bite, poison, acids on oils from plants and stuff irritate you that much, then you know you have heavy lymphatic problems. Categorize it under allergies, if you will, it's still a lymphatic problem. That's your main immune system, and when the lymph system's backed up, boy, you're there. And it's kind of like a tank being pumped in with more pressure than it can handle. It just really is a problem. So, sweetheart, kick it up there, moving your lymph system. She was, they always want to give her steroids. So the problem with the steroids, as you know, is you'll start losing your adrenal glands. You lose your adrenal glands, and you lose your kidneys more, and then your kidneys back up your lymph even more, and it's a vicious circle. And these guys just don't get it. They're trying to help. I respect that. But sometimes ignorant help, can make things so much worse.